Hello and welcome to this CAFRE help video. In this video I'm going to show you how you can apply to join a business sustainability group. So we're visiting the CAFRE homepage, and on the homepage we have a button, Business Sustainability Group, Apply Now. We'll click on this button and that brings me into the Business Sustainability Group webpage, and there's some information about the groups on this page, but we also find the Apply for a BSG button. So we'll click on this button and this steps into the application process. So in order to complete this application process, you must be signed in with a CAFRE learner account. And I can see up here in the screen that I'm currently not signed in with an account. So I need to click the sign in option and enter in my CAFRE learner email address and password if I have one. If I have an account and I've forgotten the password, I can choose the forgotten your password option, and I'll be asked to key in my CAFRE learner email address, and I will receive a link to my email address which allows me to reset my password. But if you don't have a CAFRE learner account, down at the bottom you can register for a new account. So we'll just step through that process by clicking on the register for an account button. To register for a new CAFRE learner account, you have to key in or enter a username you wish to use, and this will be an email address. It needs to be unique and not used by anybody else to register for a CAFRE learner account. If you do use the same email address for a second time, you will be prompted during this process to enter in a new email address. So you enter in your email address and the appropriate details for your new account. At the bottom, you'll key in your password and confirm that password, and you can tick a box to agree with the various terms and conditions of your new CAFRE account, and finally register for that account. Once you've completed this step, you will receive an email message to your email account, and you're required to click on a link in that message to verify the account and complete the registration process. So now you will have a CAFRE learner account, and you can use those details to sign in for your application. So I'll go back to the sign in option. I'll enter in my CAFRE learner account email address and password, and I'll choose the option to sign in. And this now takes me to the application homepage, so we can see that I'm now signed in with my name, and in my application basket there's one course waiting for me, and this will be my BSG application. So I can open up this basket to start the application process, or continue the application process. So we can see we're now signed in. The Business Sustainability Group application course is in my basket, and I can choose the option to continue with the application. We'll now be stepped through a few pages to provide some additional information that we need to complete this application. So if I scroll down this first page here, it will give me some details as to what I'm applying for and what is required. And this is the section, the Business Sustainability Group section, which is relevant for this course. So please feel free to read through this information and view the terms and conditions if required. But if I scroll down to the bottom, I can continue with the application. The first question you're asked to complete is the priority for this course. As this is probably the only course we're applying for in this step, this course will be our first priority. So we'll choose first choice and continue to the personal details section. Some of this information is required and some of this information is optional. Any required information will be indicated with a small asterisk at the end of the label. So if I scroll down to the home address details, so if you can enter in your home address details and your county or country, and for most cases here we'll be choosing Northern Ireland as our country option, and then also the postcode. But if you have completed the home address details and these address details differs from your business address details, you are required to provide the business address details as well. So you can choose the option yes to state that your business address is different from your home address, and please fill out those business address details. If the home address and the business address are the same, you can choose the option no to continue. The next section on equality monitoring is optional, but we would strongly suggest that you do provide us with the information. And there's various questions that you can complete during this part of the application process. And for this demonstration, I'll be leaving these parts blank and continue to the next step. The fourth step in the process is some more information. So the first question you'll be asked is what type of business sustainability group would you be interested in attending, and you can pick the appropriate option. I'll choose dairying. You're also asked, are you interested in joining a women-only business group? And you can respond with a yes or a no. You're then asked to describe your primary farm enterprise type. And in this example, I will choose summer grazing dairy. And we're asked to enter in the farm business ID. It's important that this information is accurate because it will be verified as part of the application process. And if the information is not accurate, it may result in your application being disqualified or rejected. So we'll scroll down through the list, and there's various other information about the application process. You're asked, will you consent to CAFRE requesting your standard labour requirement figures? You can choose yes or no. If you choose no, then any additional points which could help the application as a result of a farm labour size calculation will not be taken into account. So if you want to ensure that the farm labour figure is taken into account as part of the application process, you will need to choose yes. Are you over 18? This is a requirement of the application process, so you must select yes if you are. Are you willing to host a business sustainability event on your farm? Again, this is a requirement of application. We'll choose yes. Are you willing to share knowledge, experience, and farm performance with fellow group members? Again, another requirement of the application process. We will choose yes. And finally, do you consent to CAFRE sending you more information about related courses? You can choose yes or no. I will choose yes. And the final stage of the application process is to review the information you have provided and submit the application to CAFRE. So you can check that you've applied for the correct scheme, in this case the Business Sustainability Group. You can review the responses to the various questions in the various sections through personal details, your home address details, the farm business details if it was different from your home address details, the responses in the equality monitoring section, and the responses you gave for the additional information. And if you believe any of these responses are incorrect, you can get the choice to change those or modify them before you submit by clicking the Change Answers button. And at the bottom, you can review the declaration, and if you're satisfied with the information on the screen, you can tick the box that you're happy to submit your application, and you can click Submit Application Information. CAFRE will then review your application, and you'll be notified in due course as to the success of your application to join the Business Sustainability Group. Hopefully you found this information useful. If you do have any other questions about applying to join the Business Sustainability Group, please feel free to contact us using the information shown on screen.